Today we're going to be talking about EMF protection, specifically how to protect your body using protective clothing by a company called LAMBS. I'm really excited about this technology, and it's something that I use every single day of my life. We've got two different items we're going to be talking about today. One is the Emf Beanie, and the other one are the EMF boxer briefs. So I'm going to describe how these work and the reason that you would want to integrate this type of product into your daily life. Mitigating EMF exposure is one of my top priorities, and I'm always trying to find a balance between being educated and having an awareness about the threats that are all around us, and also staying sane at the same time. So this is where, the tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist kind of comes in, because you can't see EMFs, but some people can feel them, and regardless of whether you feel them, see them, are aware of them, know of them, they do have scientifically verifiable negative effect on your biology. And the most pervasive and most harmful of the different EMFs, or electromagnetic frequencies, is what's called RF, or radio frequencies. These come from actual FM radio signals in the air, radar, cell towers, smart meters, smart appliances, Wi-Fi enabled appliances, your Wi-Fi router, and of course your cell phone. And we've become accustomed to and literally addicted to these technologies. As the world turns increasingly more wireless for convenience, we're inundated with more of these RF fields. The negative effects of RF, or radiation, are widely known, and some of the symptoms that one might associate with exposure would be brain fog, headaches, insomnia, nausea, vertigo, blurred vision, etc. One thing we know for sure is that EMFs have been linked to numerous diseases. So without erring on the side of fear, let's again swing the pendulum back to the side of awareness and mitigation. So there's nothing we can do essentially about our environment unless we want to go live in the middle of nowhere. But even there, you might have some radar or something from a nearby airport that's inundating you with radio frequencies. So what we can do is we can find ways to protect ourselves and then just kind of let it go and live our lives and maintain a positive attitude. This is a perfect example of a situation in an urban environment when you're being inundated with radiation. If you look behind me here, there's one hidden cell tower in that street lamp, but even further across the street, you have a number of different towers on the top of that building that blend in, and if you didn't know better, you wouldn't realize that you're getting hammered with 3G, 4G, 5G frequencies all at once, coming from all these different towers in your environment, all up and down this street in this neighborhood, and not only the ones that we see behind us, but the ones in the surrounding areas that are out of the line of sight. So if you imagine the radiation being emitted by these cell towers penetrating through brick walls, through wood, through concrete to deliver data, you can understand the power of that radiation to pass easily through your body. So if you're wearing EMF protecting clothing, you don't have to worry about that, at least 99% of that, coming through and affecting your brain, your reproductive organs, etc. So this is just an example of the environment we now live in, especially in a city with a high population density that requires more towers to deliver data to more devices. When it comes to the effects that EMFs have on your body, there's two primary areas of your body that you want to protect. The first one being, of course, your skull, which houses your brain. The last thing you want to do is have your brain impacted by radio frequencies as you're out interacting in the world. And so that's where the LAMBS EMF Beanie comes in. I wear this definitely every single time I get on an airplane where EMFs are really high. I wear it when I'm driving in my car in a city or even on long road trips. On some routes that I go, say driving from Southern to Northern California, there will be a high-powered Ford 5G cell tower every couple miles. I think maybe they're being rolled out in anticipation of driverless cars, self-driving cars. I'm not sure, but they're everywhere and rather hard to avoid. You can put this baby on and go into a crazy EMF environment and protect your skull, protect your brain, from the impact of the EMF in your surroundings, and no one knows the difference. And it's a really easy habit to build. I just keep this by the front door, and when I know I'm going to be driving into the city or going to an airport or somewhere where there's an insane amount of EMFs, I just throw this on, and I don't feel like I look ridiculous. I kind of forget that I even have it on, and it's just something that becomes automatic. So that's how you take care of your brain. Now, additionally, I would say the secondary most important part of your body to protect would be your reproductive organs. And so that's where the LAMBS EMF-proof boxer briefs come in handy. And these things are amazing. You know, when I first ordered them, I was afraid that they were going to be uncomfortable because they're made with silver. They're actually made of cotton and silver. And so when you look at them from the outside, this is the inside of them, they look like they might be rough or uncomfortable or, chafe you or something like that. And quite to the contrary, they're extremely comfortable. They're also made with a waistband that doesn't roll up and get stuck in your pants. And they also have a stay-in-place leg so that they don't bunch up when you're wearing them under jeans or pants. So they're really well made. They're made in France, and they're extremely comfortable and durable. And one thing that's really cool about them, as I turn them inside out, is that they have 360 protection. So even this part here that would cover your reproductive organs is also protected. It just has a piece of cotton sewn over it. But any part of your body that these cover is going to be 99% EMF proof. That means only 1% of the radio frequencies in your ambient environment are going to get through this. And the same goes for the beanie. So that's 99% protection, which feels really good. And again, there's no thought involved. There's nothing that I have to do except wake up and get dressed every day and just put on the only underwear that I own, which are the LAMBS underwear. Something to consider is the use of devices around your reproductive organs. And this would of course be true for men or women, but especially pregnant women or men who plan to get someone pregnant in the near future. EMF exposure has been known to reduce sperm count and sperm motility, amongst other biological issues that you can find in abundance by just doing a simple web search. So if you're someone who carries a cell phone, which is 99.9% of the population, and you're prone to putting it in your pocket, my recommendation is to always keep your phone on airplane mode. But if you are in a situation in which you have to receive a notification of some time, you're waiting on an Uber call or an important text, email, etc., and you've got to keep your phone on, it's really important to wear EMF blocking underwear because you can put the phone in your pocket and 99% of the radiation that your phone is emitting is going to be blocked from your body. So that's step one. Use cell phone wisely. Now the next issue that we have is with devices like laptops and tablets. Now on my laptop, you'll see here, I've had this thing on here for years. It's called a Hera pad, and this blocks the radiation emissions from the bottom of the laptop. The bottom of laptops is where the batteries are. So there's a number of different types of EMF that are emitted from the bottom of laptops. But what we're talking about here would be the radio frequencies, or RF EMF, that's coming out of the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi from the device. And so most people don't have this blocking technology on the bottom of their laptop, so wearing the LAMBS underwear would be another great way to mitigate the exposure. So as you sit on your laptop and there's EMF coming from the bottom of it, if you've got EMF blocking underwear on, you know that you're keeping that part of your body free of radiation. So those are two case uses that I wanted to point out, was all of the different devices and how to block the radiation that they emit from your body. And the same could be said, of course, for wearing the beanie. And if you had to take a phone call and put a phone up to your head, you at least know that side of your head's being protected. Although I must say I would highly recommend that you never, ever put a cell phone anywhere near your head. But if you have to, use a beanie like the LAMBS beanie to protect yourself from that radiation. Innovations like this are making it really easy for us to go about and live our lives and still take advantage of the conveniences of wireless technology and also stay healthy at the same time. And this is just something that we have no control over, you know. It's just, it's part of our life now, and there's not a lot we can do to change it outside of ourselves, but we can wear protective clothing like this without causing ourselves any inconvenience, and go about our lives knowing that at least those parts of our body are safe. And I also know for a fact that the people over at LAMBS are working on a full collection of clothing, t-shirts and all sorts of different things. So I think this is a really exciting innovation, and we're going to see more and more of these products rolling out over time so that you can wear regular looking clothing that is protecting you from the EMF in our environment. So it's a great time right now because we're able to harness the convenience of our technology and also become aware of some of the downsides and protect ourselves along the way. And these guys at LAMBS are making it increasingly easy to do that. So as you can see, this technology is really easy to use. It's very simple to make it part of your daily life. And again, if you're going to protect part of your body, you want to protect your brain, you want to protect your pelvis, and wearing the LAMBS EMF-proof underwear and beanie are the easiest ways to do that. So if you're entering into a high EMF environment, you definitely want to be wearing these. And to be honest, anywhere in any sort of an urban setting nowadays is a high EMF environment. So make the underwear part of your daily routine. Put the beanie on when you know you're going to be dealing with a lot of exposure. And by all means, when you're using devices like a laptop or a phone and you have them nearby and they're turned on and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth enabled, you definitely want to be wearing the LAMBS underwear and beanie if the phone's anywhere close to your head. So that's my recommendation on how to protect yourself in a sane and simple way.